Good morning. Everybody in the saddle this morning, Monday morning. Let's go. AI Auto Trader Mark Miller, good morning. In the saddle here, looks like the NQ's in this huge trade already this morning. Wow, look at this big daddy, almost a $900 big whopper here on the right-hand side of the screen here. NQ is on the rise.
Order filled.
Ooh, baby. Nice trade right there out of the gate. Awesome. Hope everybody's getting settled in this Monday morning. Do a little preview of the news here in a minute. I'll give it a little look, see what's happened over the weekend. But
Order submitted.
this NQ is off and running. All right, Charles in the saddle. Everything's looking good out there. Ooh, nice move in the RTY too. This one's making a little bit of money for us this morning. Thanks, Charles. All right, let's see what's looking good out there in the markets to trade today. Got a couple of winners, couple winning strategies so far this morning. Got a couple NQs on the rise this morning. Couple of 30 range and 1 minutes. Those 1 minutes that I was working with Ben on, a few of those are doing really good. All right, good morning. Hope everybody's back in the saddle here. Had a good weekend. I had a heck of a day trading on
Order filled.
Thursday and Friday last week. Accumulated quite a few PAs and moved a few into the pay range. So making a little bit of money here. Want to show how I did that on Thursday and Friday, and hope to do it again today. But you never know. Today could be the day I get zonked. Wow, nice move on the NQ right there. Man.
Order filled.
60-point move. 60-point move. Caught that one right there too.
Order submitted.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my accounts to work here in the background here. So what we're looking at is the NinjaTrader 8 platform, and
Order
we
filled. Order
build and
filled.
design software that trades automatically on this software. So what we've got is the AI Auto Trader, and we have several strategies that we've built to trade live in the markets. So the couple that I'm looking at here on these two charts is the NQ and the RTY. Kind of look here at the leaderboard. That's why I picked those two to pull up so far, as they were on my accounts tab, rising to the top. So if you have our software, the best thing to do is just double click on that total P&L in the accounts tab, and whatever strategies rise to the top, that means that they're trading the best. So I tend to look at those closer when I decide what to trade in the market. Is which ones are rising to the top. Right now we've got some NQs. That's telling me that I've got some good movement on the NQ market. Rue, good morning. Rue is relentless. Rue, you trading this morning? Give us a heads up on the market. Gold. Let's take a quick look. 420. 420. Yeah, this one was getting slugged this morning. Okay, Rue, you had a nice push. EU session. Okay, EU is that two and what? 4,500. Way to go. Let me take a bigger look at it. Okay, we're back in going south on the NQ. What a great trade if that thing pans. Oh, wow. Look at that nice slide on the gold. So this is the 15 range. Okay, that thing's really moving. EU, I believe, is 2 in the morning, I think. Must be right in here. Rue, what time is the EU session? trade gold. Is it 2 in the morning Eastern? Do you know? If it is 2 in the morning, looks like it had a nice pullback. Hey Scott, good morning. Yeah, definitely. I'll give it a shot there to show you that. Oh, okay, yeah. When you get them, when they get wrecked. Yeah, definitely. I'm an expert at that. Uh, I've traded a ton of them. Man, I bought probably over 50, I think, over the weekend. Yeah, I probably got over 50 over the weekend. I mean, if you can keep pushing these accounts, whew, man, holy moly, start to make a livelihood here. I never would have expected that.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Okay, let's take a quick look here
Order filled.
at this trade for the NQ.
Order filled.
Okay, that one got zonked here. It was a little pullback and go. This one's a juicy
submitted.
trade coming out here. Oops. If it can clear this pivot, it's gonna roll probably.
Order filled.
So Scott, yeah, I'll definitely show that. Maybe we can try to get some over the finish line real quick, and if we don't, if it does lose the trade, I can go and cancel those ones out that it loses because I don't have any to cancel right now.
Order filled.
But it would be cool if we could actually show the reality every step along the way there. So let me, if that's okay with you, I'll do that. We hope we'll pass them, but if we don't, now we have something to look forward to. Okay, so that's 3 in the morning.
Order filled.
3 in the morning. So it looked like when we were looking at gold, Rue traded gold this morning at the EU session around 3 in the morning and made himself $4,500. So 3 o'clock. Wow, good trading, Rue. You were right into a little bit of a chop zone there. Nice job. Dr. Wild, welcome back.
Order filled.
Awesome. Yeah, we're in the saddle here. We're getting tuned in. Gonna get a few accounts going here too. Do the AI Auto Challenge if anybody wants to participate and put your favorite strategy in the chat box. I'll send you a $25 gift card if you can beat me. If you can make more money than my strategy that I pick. Ooh, baby, this one's a goner. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to those all-time highs again today, guys. Let's do it. Let's see what's gonna happen here.
Submitted.
Nice move. Signal B gold. All right. Dr. Wild's on the gold move.
Order filled.
That's been one of my favorites. That one's made a lot of money over the last couple of months. Oh boy. The Lamborghini market is looking good right now. What a great entry that one where it was. Whew, that was perfect.
Order canceled.
Oh yeah, shoot.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Sure.
Order filled. Order filled. Order
Okay, I'm
submitted.
gonna build myself a strategy to trade several accounts on. So I wanna try
Order
to just kind of
submitted.
assess the market and see what's happening. And obviously the NQ seems to be on the
Order
move. So
filled.
there's enough room to win a trade. You know what I mean by that is I like to take a look at the ruler
Order filled.
and just kind of measure a few of the moves. That one there's a 178 tick move. So a lot of movement, which is really juicy for a trade. That trade was actually a 180 tick trade, is what that was. So as long as we're getting big enough moves to participate in the market, that's what I kind of look for before entering, just to make sure that we're not like chopping it up, and it makes no sense to throw a bot in there to take a swing and to get knocked out. So just kind of take a look at the chart and see if opportunity
Order
exists,
submitted.
and it does. There's a lot of action. This one just sensed a pullback. Kind of would be a surprise after a huge move going up, but you never know. This is a market that we don't have a crystal ball for, but the software behind the scenes is trying to sense all the data and figure out what direction people are heading in with the money. And it's sensed that
Order
it
filled.
was doing somewhat of a pullback there, and we'll see if it lives up to it or if it'll get zonked out here. And for these accounts that I'm trading,
submitted.
they're all $50,000 accounts with Apex. I've got a couple of different strategies that I use. The first is, the one-day pass, trying to get the evals over to payday. We set these strategies up where you can take a couple of swings at it and hope that one of them will get you over the finish line. So the way I have the trade management section set up, it can take 2 trades trying to get to the target. So we'll deploy that one in a second here. Let's go ahead and get it rolling. To do that, a couple of different ways that I could do it. If I was a client and had the system, I'll show you from that angle of what you would do from your chair to get it set up with the one that we would send you.
Order filled. Order filled.
So from
Order
your chair, this
submitted.
will say NQ
Order filled.
50K 50K 1 day pass. So that's what that's what the strategy will be on your end, and we're having these all in the package that you'll get on Friday. This Friday, Signal C will come out, and it'll come out with all the 1 day pass strategies installed on the software, so you won't have to build them yourself. So right now, but if you wanted to trade it today, we could come here now and I'll start from the bottom, because I don't know which one ended off on. But anyway, so you put your Apex account that you want to trade right there in the accounts, and then we'll use that same number over here as our leader account in the this is a trade copier over here. So we're gonna make sure we remember that number, 1066. That'll be the one over here that we trade in this account. So I just want to go up and take a look at a couple of the parameters for you. So we're going to trade 10 contracts. Right here's the number of contracts. We're going to set our stop at 25 ticks right here. We're going to set our profit target at 62. Man, I missed that trade. Jar, rough. The first profit target is at 62. That's the number that we need to get to payday for a eval. We need 3,100, but trade in 10 contracts. 62 ticks will get you there. We're going to break even at 30 ticks, so that's 1,500 bucks. At 1,500, we're going to move our stop to 550. So at 1,500, we're going to pop our stop up to 550 bucks. And if we get into the profit window, we'll make 450. So we've got a couple of different steps in this strategy to kind of try to prevent us from going backwards. Not perfect. It's running about we can bring over the data. I think it's about a 56% win rate. So that's what we're working with here. So we're not going to win every one, but we will get in the ring automatically. It will manage the trade for us automatically, so we don't have to do a lot of, I'll call it babysitting, but we do want to be here in the event that we do have to flatten it or anything like that. So let's just take a closer look. So I wanted the times to be at like 10:05 through 11. That was our data when we looked at all the data analysis. This was the sweet spot. Between 9:30 and 10 isn't bad, but this little zone right here from 10:05 to 11 is super sweet. So that's our sweetest hour, most profitable hour right here. So we kind of try to set ourselves up with the best chance at success. Now, again, that 56% win rate was over the time from 8:30 till 1.
Order filled.
But probably when we get into this window, it probably gets a good bit better. Because it shows a lot more profit in this window. But those so we make this time change, kind of get us into the best trading hours we can, and then these will be the session profit and loss limits again to get to the $50,000 account over to the PA account. You need to get $3,000. Over here we set this at 3,100 because you lose money for commissions. So if this trade gets to 62 ticks, we typically end up with about $3,050, somewhere in that range. There's a bit of slippage that you get depending on the market. So sometimes it'll be a little higher, sometimes it'll be a little lower. I've even had it where it didn't even make it to the 3,000. So I try to make sure and try to give it 62 ticks for sure, because I've had it where it's, even 28.50 probably, I think is the lowest I've seen so far. But yeah, so sometimes you don't even quite make it with that one, but you don't want to try to bite off more than you need either. So, and then the loss is $2,500 before you lose the account. So over here, these are the settings that we use for the haymaker strategy. This is basically the haymaker. Same exact setup for the haymaker. This is a new signal that we've developed over the last couple of weeks, and it will be coming out Friday, called Signal C. But right here, this is the trade management that I'm using. So we're going to use 10 contracts. Again, just went through that. So we'll just now set it up with our account. We wanted it on 66. It actually just flipped on me. Okay, so perfect. NQ, 30 range. Everything's good to go. So now we got the ATM there all set up, the strategy. We can deploy it, enable it. And now over here, we want to set the trade copier. This one's a trade copier. This one's called Replicanto from Flowbots. I have no affiliation with them, but I heard from our Discord community that it was a good trade copier, so I bought it. And I've been using it for about maybe 6 months. It's been pretty solid. I've missed a few trades here and there, and different things, but it could be for software. It could be 100 different things. So I haven't really put my finger on any major issues, and it's been great for. I typically do about 5 at a time. That's kind of been my number that I typically do for a eval. And then for PAs, I typically do 3 to 4 in that range at a time. Don't want to get too greedy because that's when you can kind of burn them up quick. So it's a little balance of, working the evals and then kind of the PAs being a little bit more careful because they're hard to keep. They're really hard to keep. You have to keep them. You have to get to the 3,000 right there for the first day, and then the days start. So now that day started a few days ago, I think, and then so I have like 8. You have to do 10 trading days where you have it at least made it, over the 3,000 on that first day. So we'll get that. We'll get these going here. We've got that strategy enabled. So now I'm going to go over here and just set it up to look at it. And all we'll do here is really look at it. It won't. The chart doesn't matter. It's an auto strategy, so the chart is really for our viewing, and it is semi-automated, so you can grab the stops and targets and move them around if you'd like, but it's not necessary. Okay. Good. Let's take a look at the chat, see what's happening. Yeah, Ru's a master. He's quite the trader. Ru's from India, and Ru's been with us since day one. Ru, thank you very much. Ru's been with us a long time here on YouTube. YouTube, we've been broadcasting, I think, probably for about 2 months now, is my guess. But Ru was there first day, every day. Appreciate your commitment and loyalty to the service here, Ru. But yeah, he's a good trader. Really appreciate you sharing all your information with us, Ru. Really keep it exciting here. He loves to trade gold and oil, and makes a lot of money. He helped me, coached me a little bit. We were trading one contract, and he was like, "Why would you trade one contract and try to get 200 ticks when I can trade 10 and get 20 ticks and end up with the same amount of money?" And I thought, "Oh, Ru, really? Let me think through that." And I'll tell you the reason is we wanted one contract to represent our baseline, apples to apples. If you want to compare our software to someone else or your own trading, trading one contract is a typical way you could measure easily the performance of one over another. But once we've had established that over the last year and a half, now you can scale up and scale your profit target back and really end up with some major moves in the cash flow. So that's what he kind of shared with me. That reminds me, I need to pop this one in here. Yeah, so all these signals and trading opportunities provided both orally or written or electronically, or they're disclosed here today, are for educational and demonstrational purposes only. Me or my team take no responsibility for any participation in the futures market that you would do with yourself there trading. I'm not a financial advisor, nor is anyone in my team. If you have any questions about trading, please reach out to your financial advisor. And then, the one personal message from me is, don't trade with money that you can't afford to lose, because that's a recipe for disaster. So please don't do that. The money that we trade with is not the necessity money. We wish we had a crystal ball and could call every trade right, but we just can't, and never will. I'm convinced at this point that who knows why, but you'll never get them all right. I love to play cards too, and blackjack. I wish I could get everyone right, and I can't for some reason.
Order submitted.
Yeah, Rui gave me the advice that got
Order
me here.
filled. Order submitted.
Yeah, so now that I'm working with PAs too, you got to take smaller bites. You really, because the consistency rule. You can't have one trade comprise of more than 30% of your profit in the total. So kind of thinking about 3,000 bucks. That means that the most that I can have in that account from one trade is really 3 times 3, which is 9. So $900 trade would be the biggest if I had a $3,000 account. That would be 30%. So that's kind of the rule that you need to follow to hang in there with that consistency rule. So if you're going to continue to trade 10 contracts, probably going to need an account balance of somewhere north of well, it depends on how many ticks you try to get, and that's what I'll show today on the PAs. I've been taking smaller tick sizes, so you can't take 62 because you can take 62, but then you need 62 on several trades, and that's pretty risky. So we'll take smaller bites once we get into that range. Hey Dan, good morning. Let me try to answer that question there in the chat. The question is, which strategy did you say you only had 2 losers, and you were trading 3 contracts on a PA? What I mentioned there was for PA accounts. When I trade those, I typically use on the trade copier. You could see, and I did a video on Friday and put it out. I was trading 4 PAs at a time, so I had a leader. Just almost identical to what I have here today. Today I'm trading, looks like I've got this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are evals. 5. So, and then this one. So I've got, looks like 6 right now for evals. But when I go to PAs, what I was doing on Friday is setting this up with the 1 leader and then 2 followers, 3 followers. I had 4 at a time. 4 at a time that I was trading. And I was trading the same strategy, the haymaker, but I shortened the ATM because you don't want to try to get 62 ticks off the PA off the first trade, because then you need that again. You need that again or somewhere close, because you got to stay within that 30% rule. So what I did is I lowered the ATM, and I'll show you to a 20-20-20, and the data that I have in my trade performance supported it. And that's what I want to show you also is how to look in your own trade performance to kind of find the nuggets, the little nuggets of data that could potentially lead to a better trade setup for the system here. I think, after learning, a few things on the PAs is, the 1 day pass is really set up for the evals to pass them to a PA. But once you get a PA, we need to, think of things a little different, potentially. So I think I'll put a ATM out in our Discord in the spreadsheet of a good setup in my mind of a PA account, and we'll run it here today too to see if it's legit, that we can use it to leverage a PA account once we get one. I'll open the trade performance over here and kind of show what I was talking about. So let's see what else is making money here today. Oh wow, look at that big dog. Woo. Got one over $1,000 here. This one's one that Ben and I were working on together to collaborate to see if we could pull together some 1 minutes. He was making a killing with these 1 minutes. Looks like it's at almost 1,500 bucks. Let's take a look at that trade. I'll need to do a new chart. I don't want to change this one. I'll do a duplicate in a new window. I don't want to do that.
Order submitted.
So the 1 minute chart looks a lot different than a 30 range, that's for sure. These candles now are, you know, in 1 minute increments. So they look a lot different than a 30 range. The 30 range are always at
Order
the same
filled.
height.
Order
They're
filled.
always 30 ticks high. Whereas the 1 minute, if it, you know, price extends
Order submitted.
or falls, the candle will get longer or shorter in that 1 minute time frame. Got the RTY on the move this morning too. ES coming up the ladder here. A few more NQs. YM kind of starting to make a move. Quite a few strategies starting to make a little bit of money here. So we'll kind of go back to the one that we're focused on. We'll see when we get the next trade. We'll try to let you know when we're going to go ahead and take a trade here on the system. We have the cross indicator that will pop up on the chart when the setup's right to take the trade. So for us here, we're kind of up against a little bit of a pivot, which could be a restriction for the trade if it goes long. We are down in the zone deep enough to where if we do get a push going north, we will be good. We just got to make sure that there's enough room there to take that trade, and it doesn't look like it offhand. We need 60 ticks of separation between a pivot and price. So there's the pivot, and then price is, you know, the blue thing right here. But once price would have to rise enough there where that yellow line could come out of the red, and I'm guessing it would be somewhere up in this range, and we can't get that trade yet. Price has to go further down for us to be able to get that long trade. So that's what you get with an auto trader, is it's going to kind of keep you out of quite a few trades. That's kind of a good thing.
Order filled.
I like to trade,
Order
so I don't
filled.
like it, but that's part of trying to be
Order
selective
filled.
to make money. So the system's, you know, preventing us. It's going to show the cross, but we don't have enough room there. I'll go into the cross and make sure. I'll check it here. Yeah, the cross is set for 30. The strategy is
Order
set for
submitted.
60. So we can set the cross to be proper. So the next one won't paint on the chart unless it's 60 ticks away. Yeah, yes, Stefan, that's a
Order
true
filled.
story. It calls a lot of the good entries, and it's hard to, you know, it's hard sometimes to watch it go all the way up to like 180 and then come back some. So, you know, having a semi-automated system is really, really nice. It allows you to still use your own market analysis, but the data analysis of the system, you know, maybe you and I can't quite do all those calculations, but we can kind of sense where we potentially think things are heading, and that's been a real helpful thing for me as well. You know, there's nothing wrong with sliding a stop here or there to make a little bit of money. going to set a few more up here so that we can try to get some action going. I hated that on the last live presentation I did. We did this and tried to get her going, and finally got a trade at like 11. Did make the trade, but it was a long wait. I may not have applied that. Let me look again. 60. Okay, shouldn't put that crosshair if it's not 60 ticks away, but ask Sergio about that one. A nice push north with the NQ this morning. Had a couple of strategies catch it. No, LaDonna, this was it's a collaboration. So unfortunately, this is the R&D machine for us, and I have extra ones here that I'm developing. As soon as I have them and I run them for about 3 weeks, and I can really show that they're profitable, what I then offered out to the community. So this one is about 2 weeks in. Ben from the chat here, who's making a ton of money, was trading the NQ 1 minute, and I developed a couple of strategies from what he was showing us to try to make a little bit of money. So they're just too new to really lean on at this point yet. This Friday we will release sort of a new strategy set where Signal C will be in play. I mentioned to the team that we probably only want to keep about 30 strategies, so we're going to cut some of the non-performing strategies out, and then only deliver about 30 strategies. Some of them will be Signal C, some will be Signal A, some will be Signal B. We'll just we'll produce the best set that we can get you. Some might even be this 1 minute right here, if it's in the top 30. I will demonstrate today with the eval account, we'll do some discretionary trades, some things like that, just to kind of show the system how it's semi-automated too. If you wanted to be a discretionary trader and take trades, I used to do quite a bit of it, take trades within an auto trade. So it has that flexibility too. If the trade looks really, really good, and you got a lot of good indication that things are going to continue or fall off, you can get in and out. But we'll set up a ATM over here, kind of show you the way that you can set up an ATM, different contracts and different strategies to move the stop up and those kind of things.
Order canceled.
Hey Dan, welcome back. Sorry about the news there. So the question is AIAT. I'm not sure who that is. Is that us? AIAT. Maybe you can mention if that's us. If it is, we have right now we have 33 strategies. And on my live account, I always use the Haymaker. I always have and probably always will. It's my favorite one, and I tend to gravitate towards it. It's this one here. It's the Haymaker. It's just a version of a Signal A on the NQ30 range. When I look at the crosses and where I can build the crosses into the charts, like watch this when I kind of get rid of a few of the filters here that I typically don't use as much. You know, when we get rid of all the filters and just use signal A, these trades are super juicy, no matter which way you look at them. You'll take some losers here or there, but you can catch
Order
these,
submitted.
some of these that are, extend way up. If you had the restraint on this trade right here where you took this thing long,
Order
and you
filled.
could really bear that cross right here where it pulls back, we can measure this move and just see what kind of move that this system, gave us this entry. And I know that we'll never, buy it. We always know where we're going to buy. You can see the cross there. You never know where to sell, but in this case, I'm going to say, hey, guess what? We just picked the exact spot at the very top. 403 ticks. That is a giant move that it called. Now, the next move might have been a loser right there. That one was a loser. That one's This one's a winner. This one's got a little bit behind it. So that one's 145
Order filled.
ticks. So that's a huge trade too. That's with no filters. That's, just the raw signal, the gear popping in and out of the 80 and the 20. So for discretionary trading, I usually typically do this, no filters, and just kind of look at the crosses and see where they're coming in at. And if it
Order
feels like a
filled.
good place to enter, then I would. It doesn't really.
Order
Some of
submitted.
them you don't know that, is it going to continue to go down? It's relaxing here a little bit. Should I take that trade? Well, I'm going into the 15 and the 50. That's a tough trade to make. So I might hold off on that. When it popped back out though, rising with the 50 after that nice move, you might think, man, this could be the second continuation. And it kind of did. This one would have entered here. Let's see what kind of. So you can reverse engineer all this whole system. So right here I'm measuring where it entered at, and we enter at the candle close. That's why I'm always putting my ruler at the very top of that candle. We enter on the haymaker, always after the cross, either red or green, on the candle close. So that's why I grab and I put my ruler there, and then I'm going over here to see how far the trade went against me. So it went 44 ticks against me before it continued in the positive direction. So that tells me I need to have at least probably 46 ticks of stop loss to make that trade. And if I would set my ATM to 45 ticks of stop loss, I would have handled that pullback. And then I could have set my profit target at 188 ticks and made that trade, a profitable trade. So that's kind of what you do to, reverse engineer success for the exact market that you're trading right now. Right now. The last move. That's really what I'll tell you. That's probably the most powerful thing about this system is you can reverse engineer the last move and try to measure and see what the potential is. Okay, we're in a trade. Sorry, I was running my mouth here. Yeah, we're in this trade. Oh, we're underwater. Now we're positive. So we did enter this trade right here at the green cross. After, again, like I mentioned, after the candle closed. So we're in this trade on these accounts here. I didn't know that I had a PA account on this one. So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get filled on this one. Good. Got filled there for
Order filled.
1380. So we just made a good bit here on that. I had a lot of them selected. Oh my gosh, look at that. Wow, that was huge trade. Holy moly, that thing was bigger than I expected. I forgot that I had all those selected. Woo-wee, what a trade. Awesome. That was a good sneaky trade right there. Okay, so let me try to unpack what just happened there. That was a bit of a surprise for me too. Because I have this screen kind of small, I'm not able to really get a good view of what I've got going on here though. But anyway, the leader count was this one here, 106 that we set up together, and it's still active. If it gets another entry, we're in again. But I have all these selected here, and they go alphabetical. So these are A's. Your PA accounts are down here, but I had those selected too. So we took that one trade with all these accounts at the same time. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 accounts trade at the exact same time, and we made that trade. We made $1,300 and whatever dollars with that one trade, but again, it can't. I copied it to all 9 of those. So right there's about probably like $12,000 to $15,000. Way to go. Way to go, Auto Trader and Trade Copier. Wow, that was a surprise. I was setting stuff up earlier, and I was trading those PAs, but I didn't have any trades. So when it jumped in earlier, when we set these other ones up, they were still selected. I'm going to deselect those PAs because you only need to trade that one a day. I don't need more. I don't need more trades out of those today. Whew. That was awesome. That was awesome. Holy moly. Way to go, Rory Powers. Did you see that? That was a good little trade. See how those little trades can be significant. Way to go, Rue. Thank you. Yeah, this, an Apex really rolled out the red carpet for us so that there's no, they made it easier. They made it a lot easier to try to do that. Like one quick trade and really try to pile in a big chunk of cash. So, okay, good deal. So now I've got, those PA accounts are a lot closer to payday, and we got a trade down today, so that's really good. And we've got those evals halfway there. Not halfway, about 1/3 of the way there. So we'll kind of do what we typically do with trade and just kind of relax and take a look at the market and see what the next opportunity might be.
Order filled.
For this strategy, we wait for this yellow line right here to come
Order
back
submitted.
into the red down here, because we have to be in alignment with this 50 right here. This is a 50 moving average, and we won't take a trade into it on this strategy. I don't think I have it set up for that, so shouldn't take this trade here. We'll see. Pretty sure I don't have it set up for that. So we'll have to kind of wait for it to come all the way down and then go back up if it's still green, the 50. So we got to be in alignment. So we have some market structure here that we try to only trade in our best opportunity. kind of looking at the leaderboard today. We have the for client strategies, the RTY looks like it's the lead dog today, followed by some YMs, and then we do have a couple NQs up there. Hey, good morning. Kind of let me show you a little bit about the the software. That's a good question there. I'll try to unpack what I've got on the screen here. This is the NinjaTrader 8 platform. I'm the owner of the company, Mark Miller, and we develop software for trading. This is the futures market. Most of you probably know that. It's the NQ that I'm trading right here specifically with prop accounts. I'm using Apex as the prop firm, and they're running a really great special right now. It's 90% off. So I pulled in a whole bunch of evals over the weekend, and I have quite a few PAs. I think I have 9 right now or something. But anyway, the software that we develop is these strategies, automated strategies over here that take trades for you automatically. So it jumps in for you, and you can leave the stops and targets static, and it'll try to either get to the stop or the target. And we have a lot of different progressions throughout the trade where the stop might trail or break even and pop up and make a little bit of cash. So a lot of different strategy setup stuff down here in the strategies. And then over here in this window, this is Apex's RTrader Pro
Order
dashboard.
filled.
So if you buy any Apex accounts, you get this free dashboard that kind of keeps you up to speed of your accounts. Does the P&L, the balance. This is a huge dashboard. I can kind of break it out and show it, but it's giant. It shows way more information than you need to know. I just always put it down to the critical few. But there's a couple of things that are very important inside this dashboard. For me, the only things that I really worry about are P&L and account balance. There are very important things here, right? The active, if it's still active, or if it's, I think it says administrator only if you lose it. So Dan, I think, asked earlier if we do lose one, I'm going to show you the whole process and how to delete it out of the
Order filled.
ApexATF.com, Apex Trader Funding website. If we do lose one, we'll go do that together. But down here, these are eval accounts, these ones, and then if they say PA in front of them, they're a paid account, paid prop account. And I trade the $50,000 accounts now. I've tried a lot of different ones. This one seems to be my favorite. It has the best risk to reward ratio. What I mean by that is to get the profit, you need $3,000 of profit. To your loss, you can lose up to 2,500. So it's almost a 1-to-1. If you look at a lot of the other ones, they're much different. The ratio is a lot different. So I typically I've gravitated towards this $50,000 account. Right now, I think today's the last day. They may come out with more. Who knows? They run their promotions on a regular basis, but I think they said today would be the last day for the 90% off. So we'll see. But I've been able to buy those accounts for, I think it's $18 is what they end up being. I think it's 17 and some change. So the rules behind the 50,000 that are very important is that to get actually a paycheck for $2,000, I need to get this one to 53,000, which I did. I'm over that. It's over by $686, but I need to trade it for 10 days now. So I need to trade it today, and then 10 more days, 9 more days, to then ask for the $2,000. So they've got a set of rules that you need to follow to get the paychecks, but that's how these ones work specifically. So we'll get this set back up in here and kind of look forward to the next trade. So we won't get that trade. I'll go ahead and set the cross up to represent again when we'll be in those trades and not. Right now I kind of set it up for a discretionary trade, so we can do that too. Discretionary is same word as manual trades, so I've heard both words. I typically use the word manual, but I think maybe the professional word is discretionary. I'll take a trade if it breaks out of this pivot right here. I like trades that break out of the pivots. Those seem to be pretty good trades. Yeah, Dan, that's exactly right. Thanks for mentioning that. They're 90% off for the first month, and then 80% recurring after that. Yeah. I do have a passcode. I don't know it. I think we put it in the chat below. If you don't mind, maybe from what I understand, if you just click on that link that we put in there, I believe if you haven't had an account there, you can just go set up your account, and then you can put in any passcode, I believe, and it will give us a kickback. I believe they pay pretty good too, actually, from what I remember. I think their affiliate program, and maybe someone out there in the chat knows better than I do. Anybody can be affiliate, by the way. If you're interested, you can be an affiliate at Apex Trader Funding. But I believe, I should know the rules, I think it's 15% that they give you a kickback on. So if if I pay for one and it's $20, that means that whoever's code I use, they get 15% of that $20. And whoever's getting mine is a happy camper. These are so fun though. I mean, it's made trading way different. Trade my live account, which is fun, but it's not something that I can really share with everybody as much. The prop accounts, it makes it fun to where you can really share and strategize with everybody else, because we're all trying for the same rules. We're all trying to do this, a similar thing. So it makes it really, really cool to collaborate. Okay, so I'll get these crosses set up with the correct filters. I don't have the right filters in there right now. I want to put the filters back because we only take trades with market structure, so we wouldn't take those red crosses going down into the 50, and we clear pivots and volume zones by at least 30.
Order submitted.
So now you can see those red crosses disappeared where it was going to tell you to go south, but going into the 50 is probably a bad idea most of the time. Not all the time. More than half, though. All right, I love that name, Leonard. The Trade Sniper. Williams Jr. Oh, thank you. Yeah, kind of do a little quick recap if you're just joining us. I'm Mark Miller, the owner of Right Line Trading. I've got a great team here behind me. Rory, Charles, Sergio, Brock, David, Craig, great team. And we sell software. We develop and sell trading software, but this software package is called the AI Auto Trader. It's a fully automated system trading on the futures markets. We can simultaneously trade, I don't even know what number of the strategies. I probably have 40 or 50 right now set up trading. So it can trade all instruments simultaneously on the markets. And I trade personally, this is the NQ. This is my favorite one to trade. And I trade it because it has such variation. The movements on the NQ are huge. And again, to make only, $1,300 on one trade, I don't even know how many ticks we got. It wasn't very many. Let's just measure it. So we took a trade here on the Haymaker, a version of the Haymaker. We developed, Leonard, we developed some strategies called 50,000 one-day pass, actually for all the different instruments. So if you love trading the ES, I have a strategy set up over here that will, you enable it. And the idea is that you take one or two trades on it, and that it gets you to your pass for the eval only. So these are 50,000 one-day pass for evals, because you can take a big swing with them. You can use 10 contracts on the $50,000 accounts, and you only need 62 ticks to make it past the eval. In this particular one, we were trading some PAs and evals all with one trade, and we're using a trade copier over here. So I had my leader account set up, and I was trading the PAs this morning and didn't get a trade, but I still had them set up. And then we set up 5 evals, and notice that all 9 were in the trade at a time, and we went ahead and moved our profit target down to where we ended up closing this trade at about 27 ticks. So we're using the one-day pass to trade, and we'll get if we do get another green cross, we might take this trade. This pivot might prevent us from getting in it, but we'll kind of see how that pans out here. All right, great. Glad to have you with us. Man, we had a huge weekend too. Appreciate everybody who's new and everybody who's been with us. Man, we had an awesome weekend. Rory said he actually lost count of lifetime memberships over the weekend. I think we sold over 10. So really appreciate everybody for coming to join us, and really try to take advantage of what's going on right now with prop trading, and the accounts and the opportunity that's in front of us. Again, very small trade, but when you just kind of add it up, it gets significant. My eyeballs get real big quick, but 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 plus 300 on each one of them. That's another 2,400. So 10,400. Yeah, 10,400, I think. Oh, there's actually one more. There's one more, I think, there. So it's really $11,000 or $12,000 on one trade. That's a significant trade. Now, is that money in my pocket? No. That's not money in my pocket. So that's where it's a little bit misleading. That's not money in my pocket. That's totally misleading. So this is really, almost on these evals, I still need to make $1,800 more dollars, 17 something. So those are not, towards payday. Now these in the PA accounts, that's kind of a different story. That is real money, but you still have to make it 10 more days and trudge through more trades, so more opportunity to lose it or whatever. So it's not tight, not really money in my pocket yet. So that's kind of our marketing is maybe not exactly the way it ends up being. That's so funny,
Order
Dan.
submitted.
Yeah, good call. We do. Mark, David.
Order
I know.
filled.
That's funny. When I first came here, I bought the company from Mark Sachs. We actually have an email address that's almost the same too. And when I bought the business, I actually put $7 after the major value, because we both have an email address. Mine ended at 24/7, his ended at 007. So, I mean, there's just a lot of fun similarities that I've seen along the way here.
Order filled. Order filled.
kind of stalled here on the NQ. This happens. It's been a real interesting ride recently. We're in all-time highs again, I believe.
Order filled. Order filled.
Yeah, Steven, you need to trade it all 10 days. So once you get to a PA, you have to make a trade a day for 10 days. They don't have to be, 10 days in a row or any of that. It just has to be 10 different days that you take a trade in that account. If you kind of watch Daryl Martin is the owner of Apex Trader Funding. I've kind of watched, several of his videos, and what he kind of asks for is that he kind of wants you to be consistent. That's sort of at the end of the day what he wants, and his team wants is us to be as consistent as possible, because at the end of the day they're going to take the same trades that we take on our PA accounts, and they're going to give us 90% of the money, but they're going to keep 10%. So not only do they get all the money that we pay them in evals, they also make money off our prop trades, our PA trades. So there's kind of a couple of ways that they get paid. So there's an incentive for them to kind of, that's really the kind of unique thing about a prop account is it's sort of a win-win, which is really interesting. Those are hard to find. They are hard to find, and I think it's a win-win. I'm not totally convinced, but I think it is. So these are pretty good discretionary trade opportunities. I said if it breaks through this pivot, that I really like these trades. And I like when they go from levels. Right now it's going 750. It's trying to get, in my mind, to 770. So when I see this red candle pullback, I can just go down here to the next available, in this case, an eval account. I just want to just go double check over here what I'm doing. See my last one that I have open, 60. So now we can take a discretionary trade, just kind of show you the backbone of this particular setup. This one's only 5 contracts. I want to change it to my 10 contract one. So I'm going to do the same trade that basically the 1 day pass. This is basically the setup for the 1 day pass. Get this set right. 2,500, 3,100. We'll go with this stop strategy. This one's a little aggressive. Let's go ahead and loosen this up a little bit. I kind of like this one right here for a discretionary trade. So we can go ahead and take this trade real quick. So to do a discretionary trade, now I kind of got that set up. I usually do, in this case, I want to go positive. Submitted. So I want to do a buy bid. That kind of gives me a better price than a buy market. Buy market would take whatever the asking price is and sell it. I like to do a buy bid. Just gives me a chance to get a little bit better price, the bid price, instead of the ask price. Sometimes if it's a really hot market, it'll run away from you and you won't get filled. So sometimes in a hot market, I'll use buy market or sell market to make sure that I get in and don't get left behind. So we're in on this one on a discretionary trade. Let's see, we'll go take a look at it wherever it is. So it is right here. It's this one, and this gets a little bit complicated. I wish it showed the P&L in the box of P&L when the trade was going on, but it doesn't. Well, the trade is active. The only place to see it in the RTrader Pro is down here in the account balance. So you'll see that number move as this number moves up here. There is a little delay I've noticed between we'll call it the Ninja Trader platform and the R Trader Pro. If we kind of look at these numbers, so it just went down in the negative, so it's probably down at the bottom. There it is. So yeah, as it goes negative, it kind of goes down into the list here because the list is actively trying to move them to the top. When you get a lot, it makes it complicated. Yeah, if I wasn't doing YouTube Live, I would have probably a totally different setup where I would drag this way up and put it over on the side. But for viewing purposes, I want to try to keep it as clean as possible. So we're in this trade, and our software is super flexible, like I mentioned. So you can drag around your stop and reposition it. What I typically do, I do have the ATM to move set up where if price rises to 20 ticks, this stop will automatically bump up to 5 ticks. So we'll just kind of let this trade play out, see if we can continue to make a new high here. Now our automated system is still engaged and still active. So if it can jump in a trade, it'll do the same thing as well. The setup isn't right for it right now, so it's not even thinking about it. Yeah, it can tell it's in a sideways market. It's not going to take a trade. After using the auto trader for a year and a half or so, it just kind of makes it a no-brainer. It just doesn't take trades if the market isn't set up for it. Whereas if I'm discretionary trading, I will take trades. I don't know to stop. If the market's open, you always think it's gonna move, but the data analysis of the system just doesn't fall for it. Kind of go over the leaderboard here. Looks like we've got a few strategies starting to rise up a little bit here. Have this 1 minute that's showing a little bit of good stuff. Been showing a little bit of good stuff over the last couple of weeks. So, like I mentioned earlier, if it continues, we'll put out the new top 30 this weekend because it's going to be a new software set because we developed a new entry signal. So we're gonna look closely at the data, and if we can pull together the top 30. Okay, awesome. So on this discretionary trade, we just went ahead and made profit. Jumped up into the profit target window. On this one, we had the break even pop to 5 ticks with 10 contracts, so that's $500.
Order filled.
No, I apologize. $250. $5 a tick. Yeah, 5 times 5 is 25.
Order
All right, come on,
submitted.
Big Daddy. Here we go. Good trade. Oh yeah, filling them. Got a couple filled. Got 8 of them filled. So that's interesting, isn't it? Had 10 contracts for sale. They went up and bought 8 of them, but I'm still holding 2. A lot of people ask us how we get different, profit numbers at the end of the week. That's how. There's only a certain number of contracts for sale, and if the market only buys so many, the numbers are always different. It's phenomenal. It's really phenomenal how that happens. But I have 2 of almost the same I have 2 of the same strategy on the same machine and get filled at different prices. So there's not a science to the price. It's not like walking into Walmart and buying a candy bar for $1. There's the candy bars run out, and then the next
Order
candy bar
filled.
they say, "Hey,
Stop
give
filled.
me $1.25 for it," and that's the way it works. So hey, we got a good trade there. Had a nice looking trade there. That was number 60. So we got 24.90 on that trade. Now that's in the Apex account. What you notice here is 25.30, but we lost what is it, $40 on commissions and slippage. So that's the way it shakes out. We can go over here and take a quicker look on commissions.
Order
Somewhere
submitted.
it shows commissions on this thing. Yeah, commissions were $39.80, $40. So that's kind of how the Apex accounts work. So there was a decent discretionary trade.
Order submitted.
Really unique how it went up and sold 8 of those contracts and then ran away. Interesting, huh? Yeah, Dan, as far as I understand, the 30% rule is only for the PA accounts, because I've passed ton of evals without on one trade. Tons of them. So I assume they would have stopped me by now. So yeah, but now obviously it gets real serious. Once you get to the PA, you have to follow those PA rules, and the 30% rule is one of those. What that rule means, and let me try to break it down into a dollar, for example. So if I make $1, or if I'm trying to make $1, that means one of my trades I can only make 30 cents. My biggest trade can't be bigger than 30 cents if my goal is $1. So 30% of my profit can only be one of the trades. So for example, you're asking how to lower the ATM, the trade management with contracts or tick size. I'm gonna go ahead and put one in the Discord chat for you on the spreadsheet of what I've been using on the PAs, because you don't want to take such big swings. You don't need a $3,000 trade, because then that has to be 30% of your total profit when you take the withdrawal. And now thinking of 3,000 being 30%, that means I need, get my head straight. Is it 10,000? Yep. No. Would that be 30%? Yes. So I would need at least, 10,000. 30%, 3,000. I would need at least 10,000 on the day that I asked for the withdrawal if I had one trade that got me 3,000 in that account. So you have to be really strategic once you get to PAs, that you focus on what your biggest trade was, but then you have to take several other trades that are, I'll say around that same value. That's what they talk about, consistency. They don't want one trade to be a $3,000 trade, and then for the next 10 days I take a $50 trade on the M&Q. They don't want that. They don't want the one-hit wonders, which I like. I like home runs, but they don't. That isn't who they want to partner with. They want to partner with somebody who's a good trader
Order submitted.
and is a consistent trader for a long, long time. And they want to get you, to be a subscriber too. I mean, let's be real. That's how they make money. So there's a couple of things that sort of they look for. That's kind of the best way I can explain that 30% rule, is kind of the sort of the $100 or $10 aspect, and if it's $10, then only $3 can be that one trade. I've been trying on a PA to make about $1,000 per trade. That's what I've been doing. So you kind of just saw that when I was. Where did it go? Oh, it moved here. Yeah, on that one trade we made 1,300. That's a good
Order
number.
submitted.
So that can be 30% of my overall profit. Okay, let's see what else is happening. We're getting these little patterns where the NQ kind of gets stalled here. Gets a little bit slow, but what it's setting up for nicely, if we can keep getting a little bit more pullback, this little yellow line get down into the red, and then if we get a upswing, we're in, and we're in big. Go ahead and add another strategy, get this thing rolling here. I think today is the last day for that 90% off. They might come out with it, you know, later this afternoon, or maybe somebody knows they kind of drop things, maybe last minute sort of marketing. But I think today's the last day of the 90% off sale. I'm gonna go buy more, even though I've got 50. If you just look, you know, you can make some money really quick. But you're kind of hooked in for a while too. Kind of have this system a little bit tight, so it doesn't take a lot of trades. If I kind of look back at trade performance, you know, this robot's alive and working from this one we call the haymaker. It's alive and working from like 8:30 to 8:30 to noon, I think. But you know, it gets about 6 to 8 trades a day. Depends on obviously the market movement. So it doesn't get a ton of trades. All right, we're setting up nicely. If we can find a stopping point down here and take the price and go ahead and move upside here. Okay. Stephen just dropped it in here that the sale goes through Thursday at midnight. The 23rd now, huh? Okay, Orly, same thing. Yeah, I must have missed it. Thank you guys, appreciate that. They do that, and that's awesome marketing. I really respect them for that. But they get me this don't miss out. It's real. I didn't miss out. I know better. I paid a lot. I bought a lot of accounts at 80% off. So I'm happy to buy them at 90. Really happy to buy them at 90. It's a great partnership. A lot of people are making a lot of money with this stuff right now. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys. Yeah, big time. Okay, Dan, thanks for letting me know that. When you're talking here in a room, you sound, you know, you sound like you're the right volume. You don't know what other people are hearing, so thanks for letting me know that. Did that get a little bit better? It's and there is a volume knob here somewhere too. I'll go find it. Okay, awesome. We're getting ready for a trade here. I'm excited. This is exciting. So we got to get this 50 line right here green, but it should, if price continues to move up, which we're hopeful for. If it does, we'll go ahead and get another trade here. And this one is 66. Better go check and make sure I don't shut it off at 11. Just check it out. I might have it going off at 11. I don't want to stop it at 11. I just want to let it run a little bit longer. Yeah, I did. So again, that was the sweet spot. Like that's the best data that we have was from 10:05 to 11. But we'll extend it for today to get a little more trading going on. I should be a little more strategic now that we already have a little bit of money in that account. We don't need 3,100 anymore. We need, what did I say, 1,700? Yeah. we need 1,700. And we'll still say we can lose 2,500 even though we know we can't. We'll just let it break. We don't need 62 ticks anymore. We need 17, which I always got to go back to my calculator every time that happens. We need $170 worth divided by 5 ticks. We need 34 ticks. Okay, we'll break even. Get rid of that. We'll keep that. Okay. So I adjusted my strategy a little bit because we made a little bit of money in those accounts already, so we don't need the exact same as we would have for the one-day pass. And we'll go ahead and set more up on the one-day pass here. Hey, Pat, welcome back. Good morning. Yeah, they want a semi-automated system, Pat, for sure. They don't want high-frequency traders. They want you to have a trading plan and follow it with rules. This auto trader is the best rule maker I've seen. It goes with the same setup every time, which is about right now. About to take this trade. So what I'm watching for, I'm watching this yellow line called the RSI line. It's dropped down into this red zone right here in the chart, and you kind of see it fluttering going up as price increases. So it's kind of waiting for this yellow line to show enough movement in the positive direction to get to this, we call it the 20% line. At the 20% line, we put the cross on the chart, and it won't take that particular trade at that moment. It takes it as that candle closes. So as soon as the candle closes, it'll take the trade.
Order filled.
And
order filled.
So there's the cross. And what I typically do, you know, if I want to manually trade, I would go ahead and grab this one and take this trade and try to finish this one off. I know that the cross just popped in. That means the market's looking pretty good. Could have waited for a little bit more of a pullback, but you know, I'm hopeful that that'll get us enough to get this one over to payday. So I need about $1,000. I kind of look up here and kind of try to, you know, gauge it. I need 1,000. It might break, you know, who knows, but trying to hope for 1,000 in our direction. This one can only go 2,500 against me, so if it comes back, it'll take the account out, and we'll be able to go show you how to get one out of the RTrader Pro, or actually out of Apex. Delete it.
Order submitted.
And up on our screen here, we'll be able to see if it doesn't make it to the account. Hard to keep up with down here in the RTrader Pro.
Order filled.
Keeps moving up and down. There it is. It's number 60 here. That's trading.
Order filled.
We didn't get the trade on our auto trade because it closed red. The cross never really cemented into the chart. It was active for a minute, but then it pulled back, and it decided not to take that trade because the setup wasn't looking good for it. I got suckered indiscretionarily though and went for it. Go look at the leaderboard, see if any strategies. Oh wow, RTY is doing well today. Trying to figure out what to do with those RTY strategies. We almost pulled the trigger on moving them to 10 range over the weekend, but want to collect a little bit more data first. That was a really nice move when we moved the CL from a 15 range to a 10 range. Really put that black gold in the driver's seat. Black gold has been making a lot of money week after week. Doesn't look like I've got any trades on it yet today. I had a little bit of late start this morning.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Okay, so yeah, we lost that one. So we can now go show you how to get rid of an account. You know, boom. We tried to do a manual trade there, and you know we got zonked. We got wicked out there on that trade. We went down too far, 2,500 in the hole. So we lost that account. So now we gotta, you know, we want it out of this dashboard. The ones that are, you know, dead, I don't want to see in my dashboard. I only see the ones that are active. So kind of just show a little bit about the dashboard here. So it went from, you know, active to what does it say here? Admin only. So we want to go get rid of that one. We don't want it showing up in our Trader Pro dashboard anymore. So we'll go ahead and open up Apex Trader Funding, and we'll go find that account and delete it out of the dashboard. So to do that, I'm going to open this up over here and then just bring it over in a second. So I'm going to assume that that you already set up an account with Apex Trader Funding, and you had an account and you just lost it, just like we did. So the place to go is up here at the top at Dashboard. Click on that, and then we go down and find the account. It's number 60, right here, this one. So this was the one that we just lost. We'll just go verify it. I like to do that, but we can look over here, number 1060, number 1060. So boom, that's the one. We want to cancel it. We hit cancel account. I always hit no need anymore. And then I hit cancel subscription. Now, the next thing I do is go back to dashboard. Go back to that account, 1060. And then you hit this button here, remove from Rhythmic Dashboard. And then hit remove account, and it's a goner. So it takes about 2 or 3 minutes now for that
Order submitted.
our Trader Pro dashboard to, I'll call it, refresh, and it will send like an error message up in the middle of the screen typically that says that it needs to be restarted, and it will restart. You'll hit OK or whatever. Hit restart or open up the dashboard again, and it will not be in your accounts. It'll be gone. Okay, it's 11:11 and we've got a trade coming up here. Uh, Dr. Jeff, there, that time window that I was showing a little bit ago was for the 50,000 one-day pass strategy. For the evals, if
Order submitted.
you want to get your best shot at passing those, the data supports from 10:05 to 11 with that 50,000 one-day pass on the NQ. That's the strategy that I was looking at. I think, is that what you were asking? So I just heard that little ding in the background. That is the ding that's the error message that just came through from this dashboard. I know you can't see it because it must be behind the chart. For me to get it to show, I'm just going to left click on this dashboard, and then it shows. It says the session expired. It's got to be, restarted. So I'm going to log back in. If this candle closes green, we'll go ahead and take that, the auto trader will go ahead and take that trade. All right, great. Thanks, Scott. So if you were, ultra concerned about, not getting paid from Apex, you could, discretionarily trade the crosses. That's the beautiful thing about this system is there's not, you're not boxed in anywhere. Right there, that one was an auto entry, but it was a manual close. So they're going to see that on their end that we're moving around stops and targets. They're not going to, latch onto that, I doubt. Hey,
Order
maybe I'll
filled.
get shut down eventually. I don't know. I don't control that. They do. Yeah, I think if it's not a win-win, they'll shut you down at some point. Whether, however that works. I don't know how financially that would work where they would lose, but who knows? Yeah, we didn't get that trade. Got that red candle there, unfortunately. So Dr. Jeff asked a good question. The key benefits of Signal C. So Signal C, the benefit that I've seen so far is it can catch these trades early. So it's a little bit earlier even than Signal A. But what we do is we have a buffer in there where you can say how many candles from the entry to actually take the trade. So the ones that we're using right now we're using like 4 candles closed, but we're using a Unorenco, so that's the big difference. We're using the Unorenco candles. Now once I start showing Unorenco, I mean the first time I saw it, my eyes were like googly eye. I was like, whoa, that looks so easy to
Order
trade. Renko or Unorenco bars, it's like these huge slopes that happen.
Order filled.
And for discretionary trading, they become, in my opinion, much easier to trade. But those are the big benefits that we've seen so far. And the signal's new to us, Dr. Jeff. When we develop stuff, we only, we work on it, but we don't hold it forever. I'm not a guy who waits 6 weeks or 6 months to see if something's working. If I see it 3 weeks, I'm going to share it with you. I just feel like that's my obligation. The minute I see something that's working, to share it. So I don't hold it for very long. So it's still a little unknown, and we're still, I call it R&D in it. So that's kind of that's the way I've developed. We'll get more of us using it, and hopefully, some of these strategies will continue to rise to the top, and we'll all find out, more information as time goes on. Getting nice pullbacks here. Wouldn't have guessed that we were going to be taking short trades anytime soon, but it looks like we might. All right, we want to take trades here, but the software is kind of keeping us out of them. We sell software as a company, so I own 4 different packages, and I've got them all over. It's hard to resist trading when you have so many indicators giving you signs. But we want the one that's going to, potentially have the best outcome. And it's this one. It's the one that, does all the work for us, the heavy lifting here, data analysis behind the scenes. Kind of take a little broader look at the NQ, see what's been happening. Nice push to the all-time high again today. Looks like we got a nice move in the RTY, having some nice movement. So we're trading 7 instruments simultaneously here with the AI Auto Trader. We've got this thing working in 7 different markets, and we've got 2 different signals that we use. We have a signal A and a signal B. Just as I was mentioning, developed a signal C, so it's another entry that you could use. We just have a few strategies behind the scenes. Again, it's pretty new to us, so only have a few strategies set up, but we're getting that deployed on the rest of the team's machines today, so that we can start getting more strategies set up and test the waters. Got a couple of good ones here. RTY. Let's take a look at that market. That's the benefit of the auto trader, trading all the different markets. You can really see which ones I'll say are worth messing with. So right now I traded the RTY for a long time. It mimics a lot of times the NQ. Now it doesn't look like it today, but a lot of times a lot of these markets will be in lockstep with each other. The 2 that are probably the most closely traced are probably the ES and the NQ. The ES seems to be a bit slower, but it seems to follow a similar trend most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. And the RTY seems to follow a similar trend line, but today it's got some nice big peaks and valleys. System's taking advantage of it right here. You can look at this entry right here. Nice entry, 947. Again, we trade 1 contract just to be apples to apples. Every instrument we trade 1 contract. That way we don't do no marketing stunts and say, hey, this one's made $5,000 and we're trading 10 contracts. Okay, big deal, of course. Tell me how many ticks you've made off it. That's the difference. So we trade them all 1 contract. That way when you look at them and you try to evaluate them of which one to use, the data is all the same. It's all trading 1 contract. So this one's trading 1 contract today, and it's made some pretty good trades. So the RTY market is moving nicely today. Catch them right on these crosses. You can see the entries right here. Where those crosses pop on the chart, that's an indicator that we developed that mimics the automated strategy. So as soon as the cross pops on the chart, and as long as the candle closes in your direction, so in this case it's a green candle closed green, it took that trade at candle close and it rode it up, and it's still in the trade here. Kind of look at the last one right here. It made a little bit of profit on that trade. This one here, it made it all the way to the target. So the cash cow looks like it's sitting at about almost 900 bucks for the day. 850. This trade that it's in right now is 300, so it puts the unrealized value here, and it also adds it to the total P&L for the day. Cool, that's good to know, Leonard, that we're, seeing some similarities in our software. Yeah, I did have one machine running up here this morning, all weekend, so I do have a pulse on what was doing good. Now I got the black gold up here at 415 for the day on my other machine. If anybody else has our system, if you have black gold trading, maybe you could just drop in the chat what it's at for the day. I'd be curious. It's in a trade right now on my other machine. It's down 110 in that particular trade. Let's see if it's in this trade on this machine. We'll see where it is on this machine. So something's going on. It should be trading. Let me go check in strategies and see what's happening here.
Order submitted.
Oh wow. I put it on my live account on Friday, and I must have deleted it today. Oh shoot. I have to rebuild it. So let me show you how to rebuild a strategy. If you accidentally do what I did, I lost it. So do a new strategy.
Order filled.
Go to the RLA Auto Trader
Order
P.
filled.
Go down here to move this thing over for you. Go down here to template. Load it. Just come down here to the bottom. Two contracts. Nope, wrong one. All right, I'm gonna have to do that after the broadcast today. We'll watch this trade. Looks like we're about to get in one over here on the NQ. If we can close this candle, positive direction, we'll do one trade and then we'll close up YouTube for the day. Appreciate everybody joining though so far. Yeah, NQ's a little low volume, Rory. Hope we
Order submitted.
hope we can survive here. Okay, here we go. We jumped in automatically.
Order filled.
We'll go ahead and take this trade. We saw a nice little bump right there. If you guys just saw that, the thing kind of wobbled a little bit as it took that
Order
trade.
filled.
The came in a little bit hot out of that candle close. Came in a little bit hot. So again, on this particular trade, we're trying to get, I believe, around 34 or 5 or so ticks. And if we come back too far, we'll go ahead and lose these accounts from our, let me show you this. This is really important. I don't really even look at it, but it is important. This auto liquidation number. Again, this is your trailing drawdown. So this account can go down right now. So the account balance is, what do we got? 51.5. It can go down to 49.9 or whatever. So you kind of see, oh, boom, boom, we popped up. Awesome. So we're in profit. So we just need to get a little bit higher here. If we can close this thing with this this profit target, we're going to go ahead and make this these evals. Come on, baby. Keep sliding.
Order filled.
Everybody was waiting for that trade. Come on. Another good one here. So we'll watch the P&L. There's the P&L.
Order filled.
All right. Another good trade right there. Move the needle another $1,000 on them. Almost 1,000. This was a good little trade. Again, I think it was, okay, so yeah, we were 1,300, now we're 1,900, so about a $600 trade on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times 6, 36. About a $3,600 trade on that one right there. That's what it is, you guys. This is the AI Auto Trader. Appreciate everybody joining this morning, watching the Auto Trader in action. System's cranking every morning. In fact, this system runs 24/7. You can set it up. I keep mine on all week, and then keep the data over here live. I do a lot of software development, so this machine goes on and off all week. But other machines that I have, I leave on all week, keep them enabled, and then I just typically double click right here, and then just see which ones are filtering to the top as far as strategies go, and then kind of take a look at them and see if they're worth trading, worth putting on my live account. I typically trade the NQ, so I've been doing this a while. I kind of know the ones that I like the most, but we have them running in every market. If you love the CL, that's actually been our strongest strategy over the last probably 6 to 8 weeks. Our black gold, it's been in the top 5. I think 5 out of the 6, 4 or 5 weeks out of the last 6 weeks or something. So it's been on a real move to the upside. But here today we've got this system trading simultaneously in 7 different markets. So we're rolling. This is the AI Auto Trader. I've got a few accounts here we move the needle on. But if you're interested in the Auto Trader, check us out on online at rightlinetrading.com. Everybody, appreciate you joining today. And Dr. Wild, let's take a look. You called for signal B. I haven't seen any NQ signal Bs up in the leaderboard this morning, so we're gonna go ahead and say that it wasn't a good signal B day. It started out looking like it was, but boy, the market stalled right here. Signal B is a trend trade signal, so it gets in a little late on the trend and then rides the trend. And today wasn't, as we can kind of see from the NQ, we hit the wall once we started as a team here at 10 o'clock. It's trading basically at the same price. We went ahead and got a couple of dollars though out of this little sideways move here. So way to go, guys. Appreciate everybody joining today. If you want to learn more, please give us a call there at the number on the screen. Everybody, hope you have good luck today, and good luck trading.